Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Om. I'm your host and co founder of Blend. Welcome to the Blend podcast. Welcome to the Blend studio. Welcome to the Blend family. All right. We're starting this podcast as a way of hearing creative stories and helping you guys and us connect with other creatives in the scene and understanding their experiences, their challenges, the things they like about it, the people they've met, just everything, just kind of understand what's going on in people's heads and hopefully connect with them. So for me personally, as a creative, I'm a photographer. I make music, I do videography, I do editing, I kind of dabble in everything. But I think just the creative journey for me has been a lot of networking and connecting with other people. And luckily, I've been in a situation where I've had a lot of support from family and friends. And that's what got me through all my challenges. And that's also kind of why me and AP started Blend. Well, for me, creativity expresses my emotion, and it's a way of for me to show people how I feel and the kind of person I am. I feel like I am able to find out a lot about people through their art and their work because just as much as even if you think it doesn't, your life does impact everything you do, in my opinion. And just my creative journey, I used to be a pretty straightforward kid, just, focus on school and like a big ass nerd. And then, one day my homie just hit me up to go take photos. I took out my mom's old camera and we just took photos with our friends. And we were out for like 8, 9 hours that day. And it was just a great feeling. So from there, I just started doing photography. I saved up to get my own camera. And from there, it snowballed to videos. I had a lot of friends making music at the time. So I would be in studio sessions with them, filming for them. Then I was like, fuck it. I hopped in the booth, started making music, started connecting with artists, started shooting music videos. Around that time is when I wanted to start thinking about opening a creative studio in the future. And at that time, I wasn't even thinking about doing something creative as a career. It was still like a very much, oh, I can do school and I can have a job and then this is my fun time on the side instead of like playing video games or something. But from there, like during junior of college, I realized that like I was doing my co-op and I was like, yeah, this is not it. This is just not it. Waking up every day, 9 to 5. For me, I realized it's not it for me because I realized there is so much else to do in the world and I want to do that and I want to enjoy myself. I want to wake up and do something I love, not work on an Excel sheet and just go into business meetings all day. And from there, like I tried to create an opportunity and try to create other opportunities for myself to do that. And luckily enough, meeting AP, someone who also supported me a lot in my creative journey, when we came up with the idea of Blend, like it was just like the perfect concept for us and gave us the perfect motivation to push ourselves into, other areas and outside of our comfort zone. What am I personally passionate about? I think over the last couple of years, I've really understood how privileged I've been to have a good support system. So right now I'm passionate about helping other people and helping them understand their creative process and helping them through their creative journey and helping them find resources and just pushing them to be their best self. So Blend started basically me and AP were just walking downtown and we walked into a store and the store had like it was a streetwear store and they had like a small cafe area at the top and it kind of showed us that you can have a good blend of different things. And I've always wanted to have a creative studio myself. So it just got starting. Oh, what if we did a studio and a cafe? And through that, we started just snowballing the idea of Blend, came up with a logo, came up with the idea process, and, started doing like mock images and everything. And from there, it just now here we are. What we're trying to build is basically one giant resource or network of creatives, specifically in the Boston area as of right now, but we do want to expand in the future. And just finding a place where creatives, more so new creatives, feel comfortable networking and don't feel judged in the beginning parts of their journey and wanting to provide help and resources for them to just, the creative path, there's no direct path. It's not like, oh, you go to school, you get a degree, then you get a job. It's very, hit or miss and it's a lot of work. And at times it's looked down upon. And it's also a lot about finding and creating opportunities for yourself. And just with all of that comes a lot of pressure. And a lot of times, family isn't necessarily supportive of it, friends don't take you seriously. And we're trying to help people who feel kind of pressured and shy from showcasing that talent and going through that process alone. We want to show them that they're not alone, that other people have gone through similar journeys, and that there is a support system and resource for them. Kind of like what I said, the space is really important for people who feel like they're by themselves. And we've seen that. A lot of people have told us how important Blend has been for them at our events or, just through online social media. And we're trying to be impactful in the Boston community. We've noticed that there's a lot of competitiveness, not collaboration as much, because I would say compared to other big cities like New York or LA, Boston is still finding its creative scene in a way and establishing themselves as a big creative network. So I think what we're doing is going to be pretty impactful in the future if we keep going in the right direction and helping people out. People are going to understand that Blend is for the people. It's not, oh, we're just starting a business and we want to make money and all that. It's more than that. It's about helping and making an impact. And even just this podcast, it's about understanding other people's stories, and hopefully the viewers and audience that's listening to the stories is able to connect, because most likely if someone has gone through it and they can talk about it, other people are going through it and maybe they aren't able to talk about it. Speaking of, if you're creative and you want to be featured and you want to tell your story, DM us. We're open to having a lot of people. We want everybody to share their story. And thank you guys once again for watching. Every Thursday, we're going to have a guest on and talk about their journeys and their creative process. If you are interested in sharing a story, DM us at Blend Boston on Instagram. Stay tuned and welcome to Blend.